For the next 24 hours, we're bringing you along with us as we explore some of the beauty that Snowdonia has to offer.
That is one of the prettiest views I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
So come with us as we do an underrated hike and find one of our new favourite wild swimming spots. We just settled into our campsite and set up our tent. We don't ever usually go for a campsite that's like pitched, you know, where you have like your individual pitches and it's all like pristine and nice. We usually go for like a rough and rugged, just pull up and like chuck your tent wherever you want kind of thing. Yeah, so it feels really different to be on a really nice, clean, pristine pitch. Also, we couldn't find our stove anywhere. So luckily, there's a pub in walking distance from the campsite.
It's got to be done.
It's got to be done.
It's got to be done. I can also see a couple of people doing the same walk that we're doing towards the pub. So I think they've got the same idea that we have. It's the right idea. The view as we are walking down to the pub is so gorgeous.
So pretty. Well, our bellies are full.
We're now very tired.
Oh, and very tipsy.
Yeah, went straight to my
straight
head.
to the head. So happy we actually came to North Wales because we were this close to not coming because we thought the weather was going to be bad, but it's stunning now. Something that I really like about North Wales is that everyone who work in like hospitality and shops and things will all start the conversation off in Welsh and then wait to see whether you speak Welsh or not. So it's quite funny. We were having like almost like a translated conversation.
Yeah.
Where like me and them would talk Welsh and then I'd ask you the question in English. Yeah, it was good. What did you think about that?
I really enjoyed that. Yeah, I really like hearing Welsh. It's such a beautiful language.
We are just winding down for the night and charging up all of our gear. So I thought I'd take this time to do a little tent tour and a tongue tour. Little charging gear setup, not sponsored. Our little setup, quite cozy. See you in the morning for more adventures.
See you tomorrow.
Wow, I really do look how I feel. We probably had a grand total of 11 hours of pretty poor quality sleep, which I think has made us feel worse than if we had just had like just 6 hours of sleep. Yeah, we never ever lay in this late, ever. And we've also had a complete change of plan, which we'll tell you about in a bit, but we're gonna get ready and we need to go find some coffee and have some fresh air and sunlight.
How you doing?
Just gearing myself up for the day.
Yeah, no stove means cereal bar breakfast.
It was really good though.
It was really good.
Tasty.
And yeah, now we're gonna get coffee. Snowdon! How stunning is that view? This here is Norwich Quarry, where we came I think maybe about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and we did this amazing walk. Actually it's probably exactly 2 years ago this month. We did a walk all the way up into the slate quarry and we went and saw that hidden waterfall, and we'll link the video because that was such a cool experience and it's very tempting to do it again actually. We've kind of got a few options of what to do today. We can either walk all around this lake which is called Llyn Padarn. Oh, there's the train. Or we can go back up to the slate quarry, or we can actually just brave it and go and do Snowdon up the Llanberis path. So we've got options, but I think we're going to decide over some coffee.
So the plan for today, and actually one of the main reasons why we came to Snowdonia, was to do the Fisherman's Path near Afon Llyder.
Which I think wasn't that well known about until I think it was during COVID times maybe.
Yeah.
It blew up and became really, really popular because if you're not familiar with it, it's basically a trail that hugs the steep bank of a riverbed where you have to climb on like just ladders that are basically strapped together along the edge and go over these little poles and like have these handholds and stuff, and it's a bit dodgy but it looks so fun and we've been wanting to do it for years. But
classic us, we didn't do our research because, you know us, we like to wing things. And so last night we were looking finally at where to park to do this hike, and we saw a load of articles that the landowner has actually removed all of the ladders in the interest of public safety, which is a bit of a shame, but I totally get it. I mean, it is on private property, you would be trespassing doing this hike.
It is a real shame actually, because I was looking forward to it so much. I really wish we got to experience it, but I'm sure there's other things like that you can do that you just have to pay to do, and you like clip in. I've seen them in other places like the Lake District and stuff, where it's a bit more official and a bit more safety regulations. So we'll just have to do something like that instead. We just spent way too long in a cafe and in all the outdoor shops in Llanberis.
So now we are on a gorgeous walk around Llyn Padarn. I think I pronounced it right. You might be able to hear screaming in the background, which sounds quite dramatic, but it is just people learning how to kayak. Yeah, we're gonna do the sort of full loop around the lake, and then I think we're gonna go to
do something exciting.
Do something very exciting. The views are absolutely stunning. You've got this 360 view of the slate mine directly in front of us. To our right we've got Snowdon. We've got a castle directly ahead of us as well. It's just everything is so beautiful. Just arrived at the National Slate Museum, and we're not going to go in because we've already done an entire video based on that, but I do remember it was a really, really good day out. We really enjoyed it.
So it feels like we've been walking for quite a while already. I think the walk is apparently only like 2 to 2.5 hours long. We've just got to this viewpoint and we've just seen how much lake is left to walk around, and it's quite a lot. We started from there, we've come around this way.
Yeah.
And now we've got all of that to go. Wish us luck. Oh my god, we've just stumbled across the cutest little like goblin ferry bridge. It's adorable. So we haven't filmed in probably about half an hour because we've just been walking along this country road and we haven't seen the lake in probably over half an hour. So I think we're just starting to get little glimpses of it through the trees in the distance. But yeah, we haven't been near the lake at all this entire walk really. So I wonder if we're ever going to start hugging the lake. But yeah, it's really nice, really peaceful.
We can see the lake.
It's been so long. And now we're right next to it.
And it looks like we're about to cross it.
Woo.
Through the back door of your heart.
We have officially made it to the end of the lake, and we're now just looping back around to head back into Llanberis.
And I didn't think it would be possible for it to get more pretty, but it somehow
But it has. It's gorgeous. It's pitch black.
I can't see anything in there, it's a bit scary.
We're following the cycle path back into Llanberis, and I think we're entering into like an old miner's tunnel.
So dark. Oh wait, I can see the other side now.
Oh. Alright, it was really dark, but now we can see the other side. It doesn't look nearly as intimidating.
It's turning out to be a really lovely day so far. We've finished our nice walk around the lake and we've just filled up with a Subway, and now we are heading to do some wild swimming because what's not an adventure without some wild swimming.
This drive is so beautiful, and every time we do it we forget just how beautiful it is. It's sort of, we've driven up the pass and it's just opened up into this glorious mountainous scene. with trees and waterfalls. Oh, it's gorgeous. We've pulled over because Hannah just kept looking at the view rather than the road.
How can you not like just stare at that view though? That is one of the prettiest views I think I've ever seen in my entire life. And that's saying something considering we've been to New Zealand and saw some incredible views. This is just magical. And so I thought, we found a lay-by and I was like, I need to pull over so I can actually take it in rather than driving and not looking where I was going.
Yeah, so we're going to there. So we have driven to Portmeirion from Llanberis to do a little bit of the Watkin path, the easy bit of the Watkin path, because about 20 minutes to half an hour in is a series of waterfalls that you can wild swim in, which seems very, very exciting.
Except it has just gone really cold outside. The temperature just dropped, hasn't it?
It really has.
Oh.
But when we got to Portmeirion, there was a guy who was just leaving and he gave us his parking ticket, so we didn't have to pay for parking.
I've got an all day in my car, mate.
Oh, have you?
Leave, so
Oh,
just...
beautiful. Thank you very much, man. Cheers. So,
Thanks, random guy.
thank you, random stranger, if you're watching this. Thank you very much. You made our day.
We've also decided to do this in our hiking sandals, which I think a lot of people who are walking past us are probably going to think we're really stupid, because obviously this is a route up to Snowdon, and there's signs saying, you know, wear proper foot gear, da, 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 da. And it is quite a rocky trail.
Yeah. I mean, especially as soon as you get past the waterfalls, it gets hard. It gets really, really hard. But thankfully, we're not going that far up.
To be honest, we're not entirely sure where we're going, but we have just come around the corner and we can see this amazing cascading waterfall. But we can't see any pools necessarily, so we're not too sure where they are unless they're further up. But yeah, if that is where the waterfalls are, it's really not that much of a walk at all. I think we've only been maybe walking for 15 minutes and it hasn't been that steep. So yeah, really accessible by the looks of it, if that is the waterfalls.
I can see just over on the ridge there, a topless man.
That must be where
Which
we're
means
going.
we're on the right track. And also people taking selfies.
We have a fixer-upper.
Oh, this is me. This is so cool. It also looks like there are loads of different pools here, so everyone can have their own private pool. That is cold. That is really, really cold.
Water is insane. It's like this greeny blue, it's amazing. It's so dramatic here. This is like my favourite thing, like just existing right next to a waterfall. Oh, I definitely can't touch the bottom.
That's nice. That's so refreshing. You have got to come here. It is the perfect way to cool out after a really hot day. Oh, this is so perfect. Never thought we'd be climbing a path up to Snowdon barefoot and in our swimming gear.
So after going for a little swim, we've been walking out to try and find another pool, and it just keeps going and going and going. And I reckon you could follow it up and find all these little pools all the way up, so you're spoiled for choice. It's much like the ferry pools in the Isle of Skye, where there's just like lots of little pools lining all the way up. So lovely. We saw this one and we thought, this is the one. This is the one. Oh my god, look at the colour of the water! Some people were standing up on like the cliffs up there and they were like, jump! And I was like, okay! I just like flung myself into the most like awkward flailing way and they were like, yay! That was a really wholesome moment. Oh.
Right.
When I'm doing things like this, I do genuinely just feel so right. I feel like this is what human beings living on this earth as basically animals should be doing. Just walking barefooted, immersing yourself in the waterfall pools. It just feels so human and so freeing and so like you're part of this earth, not just like living in it, you're like living in it, you know, like with it. And yeah, I feel so happy and invigorated. This 100%, along with the ferry pools in the Isle of Skye, are my favourite wild swim I've ever done. I'm so happy, like I can't describe how amazing this feels.
We saw a guy just jump off this bit into the water.
Nope. Tom's found this like rope swing and he's gonna try and swing off it, I think, but he doesn't look like he's having a very easy time. He's still trying.
Oh my god, that was so good.
So good. I feel so, I don't know, just so good.
Maybe it's the adrenaline, maybe it's that we are completely freezing.
Freezing. I've got a brain freeze headache.
But that might be one of the best places that we have wild swum.
I 100% agree. Yeah, but we're so cold now and we were silly billies and we didn't bring towels with us. So we just kind of like a drip drying on the way back and I'm just wearing my fleece over my wet stuff because I'm just like, I need to be warmer. Yeah, that was amazing. Highly recommend.
Yeah, you guys have got to come here. I mean, it's a 20-minute walk from the car park. It's not that strenuous. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Just get your butts over here.
Get your pretty little buddies over here.
We are now back at the campsite.
And we're going to end our beautiful day with eating leftover birthday cake in the car to stay warm.
It's still my birthday weekend, so it's got to be done.
Cheers.
This is salted caramel and chocolate cake. Tesco finest, don't you know?
Night.